Back in the dawn of time, when the universe was just this big old chaotic mess, no light, no darkness, just endless nothingness and these wild energy streams floating around aimlessly, a massive egg formed right in the heart of it all. This egg wasn't made by anybody, it was born from the clash of the primal forces, fire, water, wind, and earth. It hung there in the void, soaking up essence from every direction, and after eons, it finally cracked open. Out stepped two twin sisters. The older one was Lira, the embodiment of light. She had golden hair shining like the morning sun, eyes as blue and sparkling as a clear sky, and skin as smooth and white as fresh snow. Lira carried the power of life, warmth, and hope. Her little sister was Nira, representing darkness. She had long black hair like an endless night, eyes glowing red like hellfire, and skin as dark as the deepest shadows. Nira held the strength of mystery, rest, and hidden secrets born from the same egg. They were super tight. Together, they shaped the world. Lira waved her hand, and light spread out, creating the sun, moon, and stars. Nira balanced it with darkness, giving the world day and night, a chance to chill after all the hustle. They teamed up to make land, rivers, mountains, and forests. They breathed life into clay to create humans, these tiny but full of potential beings, but the world wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Other gods, born from the chaos before them, got jealous of the sisters' power. Leading the pack was Chaos, the god of disorder, who wanted everything back to that original mess. Chaos was this huge, shape-shifting beast, sometimes a fire-breathing dragon, sometimes a raging storm, sometimes a swallowing void. Lira and Nira faced their first big challenge, protecting their new world. They fought Chaos together. Lira used her light to expose his true form, while Nira snuck in with shadows for surprise attacks. After a battle that dragged on for centuries, the sisters won, sealing him in a deep underground cave where light and dark mixed into one. From then on, the world started thriving. Humans multiplied, built villages and cities. They worshipped Lira as the goddess of light for bountiful harvests, and Nira as the goddess of darkness for protecting their sleep and secrets. Peace didn't last forever, though. The lesser gods, created by the sisters to help manage the world, started rebelling. These were smaller deities like Zephyr the wind god, Ignis the fire god, Aqua the water god, and Terra the earth god. At first, they were loyal, but greed crept in. They wanted their own power, no strings attached to Lira and Nira. Zephyr, the wind guy, was the instigator. He whispered to the others, "Why should we bow to those two? We've got our own strengths, we could rule this place without them." Ignis agreed, itching to burn everything and remake it his way. Aqua wanted to flood the lands for endless oceans. Terra dreamed of shaking mountains to build his empire. They plotted a coup. First, they tempted humans, promising power if they turned against the goddesses. Some weak-willed folks bought it, building temples for the lesser gods, sacrificing animals, and even people, to win favor. Lira and Nira caught onto the shift. Lira, with her kind heart, wanted to forgive and talk them back. But Nira, more secretive, knew they needed tough action. "Sis, greed's like a shadow you can't just light away," Nira said. "We gotta combine our powers." The sisters summoned the lesser gods to Mount Olympus, where clouds met the sky. A huge argument erupted. Zephyr whipped up winds to blow them away. Ignis spewed flames, Aqua flooded in, Terra quaked the ground. But Lira blinded them with light, and Nira swallowed their powers in darkness. After the fight, the sisters didn't kill them, they sealed them into the natural elements, Zephyr into wind, Ignis into fire, Aqua into water, Terra into earth. From then, they became forces of nature, no free will, just serving the world under the goddess's control. Humans learned about loyalty the hard way. The traitors got turned to stone, standing frozen on mountains as eternal reminders. The world settled down again, but the sisters' lives weren't all battles. Lira, the light goddess, fell head over heels for a human guy named Orion. He was this brave hunter, built like a tank, with brown hair and bright eyes. He'd saved a village from a flood left over from Aqua's mess, and Lira, watching from above, was hooked by his courage. Lira disguised herself as a regular girl and went down to meet him. They bumped into each other by a river where he was hunting. She helped him nail a huge deer, and boom, love sparked. They wandered forests, climbed mountains, shared secrets, but Nira wasn't thrilled. Sis, loving a mortal's taboo. They're short-lived, we're eternal. It'll just bring pain. Nira worried it'd mess up the balance. Sure enough, the sealed god stirred trouble. They whispered doubts to Orion. He got jealous of Lyra's power, craving immortality to stay with her forever. He sought out Chaos's cave, hoping to free him for a trade. Chaos, even sealed, could tempt. He promised power, but Orion had to break the seal. Orion hesitated, but blind love won. He unleashed chaos, and chaos ensued. Literally, the world plunged into darkness. Storms, floods, volcanoes erupted. Lyra and Nira fought again. Lyra confronted Orion, heartbroken. "Why'd you do this?" she asked. Orion regretted it, but too late. In the final clash, he sacrificed himself to shove chaos back in. Lyra, devastated, used her light for a permanent seal but lost some power. That's why the sun sometimes hides behind clouds. Lyra's sorrow, Nira comforted her sis, and they kept protecting the world, but Lyra distanced herself from humans. As years rolled by, Nira felt changes inside. Her darkness wasn't just night, it was negative vibes, envy, anger, loneliness. Since Lyra got all the love from humans, Nira felt overlooked. Why is she always praised, while I'm feared? Nira wondered. That envy grew, and one day, Nira split off. She built her own kingdom in the shadows, home to night creatures, vampires, wolves, ghosts. They hailed her as queen. Lyra, worried, visited her sister's realm. "We're one, sis. Light needs darkness to exist." But Nira refused, sparking an inner war. This wasn't physical, it was words and memories. Lyra reminded Nira of their beginnings, creating the world together. Nira shared her pains of being forgotten. In the end, a human boy, Orion's descendant from a past life, helped reconcile them. With a pure heart, he entered the Shadow Kingdom to convince Nira. Darkness ain't bad, it lets us rest. But without light, we're lost. Nira saw her mistake, and the sisters reunited, restoring perfect balance. From then, the world hummed in harmony. Humans passed down the legend of the two goddesses, teaching kids about balancing light and dark, love and reason, power and sacrifice. Every sunrise is Lyra greeting the day. Every nightfall is Nira cradling sleep. And on full moon nights, they shine together, reminding us myths aren't just old tales, they're lessons for life.